Good evening, everyone. Thank you for making the time to join us. My name is Yvette. This is Ilka.
Hello, everyone.
Yep, and Jahaira, if you want to talk a little bit and say hello.
Hi everyone, I'm Jahaira Escribano. I work with Icanivet Torbello Real Estate Advisor as a project manager for this program. I'm very excited to be here and to talk about this great opportunity for folks who are interested in becoming or strengthening in being a developer, becoming more stronger in that field.
Awesome.
Yes, and I am Ilka Torres, a broker owner of Torbello Real Estate Advisors. Just a little bit about myself. I am a local broker in the Hartford area. I have been a realtor for the past 20 years or so. We're also investors, right? So we just don't tell you to invest or advise you to invest. We are basically, we love to invest in our community. We love flipping properties, whether it's to hold or to sell them. So it's a little bit about who we are.
Yeah, so just a little added note as well. Obviously, all what Ilka said, I'm not a broker, I'm a realtor as well. And just a caveat, you don't need to be a realtor to be in this program. That's experience is not necessary. But we could talk a little bit about what makes a perfect or ideal candidate for this program, and hopefully you see yourself in that description. So we're going to get started. This is, in case you're wondering what room you're in, this is an information session around about the Emerging Developer Resource Initiative, or what we call the ERDI program. Again, developed here as a team with Torbello Real Estate Advisors. And then we do have two funders, Capital for Change and Hartford Community Loan Fund. So this is the part where we're going to start splitting up so you don't only hear me or Ilka or Jahaira. So we'll just pass it on, among the three of us to give you a full rounded view of the program. So I can take this one just because it's the first one. Why not? So our sponsors, a little bit about them. Literally, we could not do this without them. And not in the same way. We couldn't offer it as broadly. So we're really happy to have them on board. The first one is Capital for Change, or C4C as we call them. It is a Connecticut-based community development financial institution. That's what CDFI stands for. And they're dedicated to community revitalization. And they've been around since 2016, really trying to fill those gaps of funding for neighborhoods or towns or regions, borrower by borrower, to help stabilize those neighborhoods. Our second sponsor is the Hartford Community Loan Fund, and I know Norma's here and is a part of that team. HCLF provides affordable lending to help low wealth residents overcome barriers like credit history and asset limitations, and then helps them move forward with their financial goals, particularly around development actually throughout Connecticut. Both CDFIs are focused statewide. As you'll learn in the program as a participant, each one focuses on that economic goal differently. It's always good to have them sort of top of mind as you're going through this experience. They will be a part of our program, and you'll see a little later on what the program might entail. So, all right, who wants to do this one?
Sure. The EDRI program is basically a unique opportunity for you to understand the different life cycles that developing a property has, right? Definitely meet industry experts. You will be able to do a little network with different experts in the room, developers, different contractors, city officials, where is a room for you to ask your questions and really just take their guidance as you have them in the room. You will also be able to talk to loan officers from Capital for Change in Hartford Community Loan Fund that will be here in the room, also available to you to talk about any specific projects that you might have in mind, right? You will give you an opportunity to also build your network as you're talking to different people in the room. start thinking about whether it's a project that you had, is a project that you're thinking about, or whether it's the project for the class that will require, we'll talk a little bit later on, but it will give you an opportunity to kind of build your network, build your team if you are one of the lucky chosen ones, right? It'll also give you the opportunity to transform communities. I have seen some of the participants in this class, that they go into a community and they choose the property, and is amazing what it does to the houses around them, right? Even the neighbors will start coming to talk to our students and becoming friends, and they start asking questions and they start cleaning their own property. We have seen it happen. And we're only looking for between 10 to 15 Connecticut residents. You do not have to be a Hartford resident to be part of the cohort. You can live in Windsor, Manchester, New Britain. It doesn't matter where you live. We're just, we want to make sure that you are a Connecticut resident.
Awesome.
Jahira, you want to take it?
Yes, ma'am. So again, good evening, everyone. So some of the major things that you should be aware of about this training program, right? It is a training program. We are going to have basic stuff. We're going to go over foundational stuff just to make sure everyone's on the same page, right? That's the beginning stages of it. There is going to be some theoretical stuff. We're going to put hypotheticals out there. We're going to go through the foundational stuff, but it is also practical and it will be a real life experience. We will be using real life properties that you will be walking through and using as a case study. Not only that, you will also have an opportunity, we'll go through it later, for potentially your own property that you may be interested. This is theoretical but practical in every way of it. We're going to go through all 5 stages of development, and you're like, what even is that? It's okay. We're going to go through those 5 stages. We're going to be clear on the goals of each of those stages and what goals, really the people that needs to be involved in each of those stages, and what does that look like and how do you manage that. Overall, I will say that this program, it is very community oriented and community centered. I'm here, Ilka and Yvette here, Norma's here. We've all live and breathe this. We are here not just as your teachers, right? But we're here as colleagues as well, and people who have been in the field and experienced various things. But you will also have that in your other colleagues who will be accepted into the program and the guest speakers that are going to come. This is all for you. Everyone is here because we want to support each other, and there's plenty of properties out in Connecticut for all of us to share in that and get them, right? But also put love into it and make them high quality units, right? While making, of course, money, because this is about generational wealth, absolutely. You're going to apply all of these learning theories at the end of it with a case study. Again, we'll go through that more later, but those are some of the more higher level things that you can expect from this program.
Right. All righty. Moving right along. Why participate, right? To enhance your real estate development skills. Again, as Yahira mentioned, walking onto a property at the end of this program and post program, and I know there's some that have gone through it before. You really do start looking at the properties with a different eye. So honing in that skill about what it takes, and then having some confidence in bringing that from a vision, from an idea to fruition, and knowing who to call along the way. And that includes us, right? Beyond your program, participation. We don't go away. We don't just, ride off into the sunset. We're actually in this community as well here in Hartford. So totally accessible. And we love to hear from our graduates. So also, through the program, you get to, again, think about your own financial situation. Everybody's different. Whether you've been saving for years and this is the moment and this is sort of the last push you need to get, again, from that vision to fruition, or you're just beginning those stages and starting to understand, or even don't even know how much you should be saving to have that capacity to move forward. So that's another reason to join. Join again a supportive developer community. This is not just who's in the room, as Yahaira mentioned and Ilka mentioned. You know, the network begins in and around the seat you're in the class, but also beyond that. There's people you will meet along the way that are going to be essential, and hopefully people that you call for support beyond this. And I know that you know, just having gone through 3 cohorts, this would be their 3rd one. People do make lasting relationships here and learn and continue to learn from each other. So, you know, lean into that if you become a participant. And then access to post-program, again, support for continued growth. Again, not just us, we're not going anywhere, but your CDFIs that you'll be engaging with are there for the long haul. And so you get to have that one-on-one FaceTime, which frankly is a unique selling feature of this program. You know, I don't know about you, but sometimes I know in our beginning of our journey, we did not know who to call. We always heard there's money for this and there's people there to support us, but we had no names, no contact information. So this is something that is embedded in the program from the beginning, is really putting those faces with the resources in the rooms with people who need it now. So super, super important for us to have that.
Sorry about that. What is expected? Definitely, we don't charge for participation, right? This program could be completely free of charge. The people that sign up, they do pay a refundable $100 deposit that is required. It is collected in the first day that we meet, right? In order for you to enter into the program, we do have you sign a couple of waivers, and then that $100 deposit is required at that time. Of course, completely refundable if you come in every day. It will be returned upon the successful program completion, right? Once the 12 weeks happen, you're good to go, and you will be able to get that money back in graduation day. Attendance. The attendance, you are required to be here all the 12 Saturdays, right? We do expect full participation in all sessions in order for you to maintain your deposit. We do ask for feedback. That is something that we will also require from you as a student. How can we improve this program? How can we move forward? Things that we did good, things that we did bad. We're always learning as your instructors, right? And we bring it back to Capital for Change and Hartford Community Loan Fund. How can we keep providing this service, this amazing program that you benefited from? However, how can we make it better, right? It is 12 sessions. We will go into the dates a little bit. It does start in July. It will be 10 full Saturdays, except the 2 events. It will be a networking event. That's going to be our first, when we first meet, right? It will be like a little meet and greet for a few hours. And then the last day will be graduation day. And that's where all the participants will get to present their project. Everybody will be there, and that's the fun day, right? You came to the classes for all those Saturdays, and now we cannot say all those months, right? and we get to celebrate your final project. And here are the calendars, right? Your July 11th is your kickoff date. Ideally from 10 to 12, of course, we have seen where it kind of extend just because people start talking and having a really, really good time. Session 1 is July 18th, July 25th, August 1st, August 8th, the 15th, August 22nd, August 29th, September 5th, September 12th, September 19th, September 26th, and the last day of October 3rd. Again, these are Saturdays, right? We used to do it during the week and also Saturday, based on the feedback that we have received, where it was a little challenging for some folks to get there after work, whether they had to drive to Waterbury or New Haven or Hartford. It got to be a little bit complicated that, they did ask for the Saturday sessions. So we listen, right, on that feedback, and here we are offering this time around only Saturday sessions.
Oh, key dates to remember, it's coming up, June 12th, application deadline. It is, well, I'll go through and then we'll talk about the application. Application deadline, June 12th. People will be informed July 2nd.
No later
Keep
than July 2nd.
Right. Keep in mind there is application deadline. We have reserved a week or 2 weeks where we will actually conduct potential interviews of folks just to make sure there is that synergy, not just as instructors and the intent of this program, but see where you are and make sure that this is a good use of your time, right? This is a commitment. It's a couple months. It is Saturday, so it's like, oh my God, months, but it's just on Saturdays, right? So we want to make sure we're good with that. So there will be interviews after the application deadline. Folks will be informed first week of July. And then we have our kickoff, as Ivka said, July 11th. And then the following Saturday, we start classes. We hit the ground running. So you need to become prepared because we're ready to go. And right here, you'll see the QR code to start your application. I think we have the next slide on the application itself. The intent of this application, similar to the interview, is to get a better sense of who you are as a person. Yes, your experience, we want to see your experience, but again, you do not have to be a super experienced developer. You don't have to be a realtor. You don't have to, it's okay if you're not, or you're just trying to get your feet wet. It's okay. We just want to get to know you and really your intent, your why behind why you want to spend this much time with us in this room. And it's still loading, but the application is through JotForm. When you go through it, there are required questions. You will not be able to hit submit unless you complete all the required questions. Some of the things that you will be required to ask is to explain to us, do you know how to do a budget, right? Do you know how to do pro forma? Have you invested before? Have you, unfortunately, maybe you've had a lien on your property or foreclosed on the property? It is not going to count against you, I promise. It just gives us a better idea of who you are. Perfect. Here we are. So we have the dates again. So there's no excuse as to you didn't know. We put it everywhere, right? So if you keep going down, the first section is about you, who you are, demographics, where are you coming from? I don't know if I can, no, that's you. I was gonna scroll and I'm like, that's not me. That's you.
You want me to give you control?
That's all right if you want to just keep scrolling down.
Okay. Just tell me when to stop. How's that?
Yep. Let's go to section 2 right here. Your motivation again. Like, what is your why? Right? We don't need an essay. That's why we limit it. Just why is this program important for you? How is it going to potentially transform your life? And why are you interested in spending 8 hours every Saturday until October
We're
doing
pretty
this?
fun though, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we are fun. But we want to know, right? This is a big commitment. So we want to get a better idea of who you are, your vision, your why. And you can keep scrolling, Yvette. And here's the experience and background, right? Tell us what experience you have. Are you in the trades? Are you a contractor? Are you just a small business owner? Finance, regular job? Do you have real estate? Whatever that is, we just want to get a better sense. We have more specific questions here because we tend to get a lot of real estate agents in the program. So those are more specific for those individuals. Again, don't freak out if you don't have it. It's okay. And we do want to know your experience with financial planning, with budget, pro forma. We also want to know your commitment because hypothetically, once the program's over, not right away, right? We want to make sure everything's in set in motion. But realistically, if the program is over, you have everything in place, you know the property, are you willing to invest within that next couple of months after you graduate? We're not saying it's a requirement. We just want to get a sense of whether or not you are ready for that. That gives us also a better sense of how we can tailor some of our learning and opportunity to help you if you are there at that stage. We're also interested, we want to know from you on your development strategy. We're going to talk a lot about this, about your niche, right? What are you interested in, right? Is it rehab and hold, rehab and sell? Is it mixed use, new construction, or you have absolutely no idea, and that's okay, right? Again, more into your niche in terms of what you're interested in potentially investing in, or you're maybe want to continue to invest in if you have already done that. We keep going. And then we have some additional things around professional conduct and teamwork. Again, this is a free program. This is a program that we could have charged money for. Absolutely. Because not only are you getting experience, but you're going to get a lot of networking opportunity. It is important to us in our community that we continue to share this knowledge and experience, but we also expect commitment from you and accountability. We expect you to show up on time. We expect you to stay until the end. We get life happens. You communicate with us, but that is the expectation that you show up on time every Saturday. No excuses. You get the work done. And guess what? You will have to meet and team up with people. That is part of the case study. There will be a final project is your case study at the end. You will team up with people on your team. You don't have to stick with them potentially, like after the program's over in terms of a real estate development team. It's okay. But this is your opportunity to get to know people and learn how to get to know people and what makes a good team, a good real estate team, a good team. So that will be an expectation that you will work with each other. And again, we have a background check and financial history. We don't run a credit report. We don't do any of that. It's okay. Take a chill pill. We just want to know where you're coming from because again, that will allow us to kind of not change the learning, but talk a little bit more about maybe you have been tax delinquent. It happens. Life happens. It can be heavy for some, but what does that mean and how can we help you out of that, right? This is really what this is about, is to better get a chance to get to know you and how we can, if accepted, how we can help you getting better. We do have some references, right? Keep going. You don't have to fill all of them out, but as many as possible. And again, you're signing to this again. Again, the reminder of the dates, the 100 deposit, that you need to be there on time. If you're late more than 15 minutes, we do consider that an absence. Why? We get started immediately. 15 minutes, 30, 40 minutes, you're late to class, you're losing a big chunk of information. It is going to feel like a lot. We have breaks, we have all of that, but it is a lot of information we have to get through. You show up 30, 40, 45 minutes late, you're going to lose a big chunk, and that's not fair to the rest of the class. And again, this is a free class, so we expect you to respect our time as well and that of your team members. You're going to sign, and then you have an opportunity to let us know anything else you want about yourself. Again, don't freak out. This is not going to be shared with anyone. This is for us to better get a sense of who you are, what we potentially need to spend more time on during the courses, and how we can better help you achieve your long-term real estate goals. And then you submit it. We'll review it as a team, and the sponsors, C4C and HLF, will also review the applications. We'll set up interviews. You will be notified via email that first week of July if you've been accepted or if you have not been accepted. Thank you, Yvette.
Awesome.
This is not meant to be super onerous. Again, it's limited to 250 words. Be honest. If you don't have experience or you're just still learning, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just let us know.
I'm just gonna scroll up in case anybody has questions or wants to see a particular section. But at this point, we're open to any questions anyone might have on the call.
Feel free to unmute yourself and ask the question or raise your hand and we can unmute you, whatever is easier.
Yes, Ilka and Yvette, will there be a test at the end of the classes?
Not at the end of the classes, your final project. That's the only expectations. And of course, for you to meet with your teammates, to keep that conversation going after that Saturday. So you guys are ready for the next Saturday for the next class. That's the homework, right? Or a test.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I will say these are intense days, but they're fun. And we will have breaks. Don't worry, we're not gonna go through the whole 9 to 4. I don't think Ilka, Yvette, myself will even survive that ourselves. So
I'm down.
Everybody, there's a lot of learning involved.
Yep.
So if this is your passion,
Mhm.
right, I think that's really what it comes down to. When you're passionate about real estate, when you're passionate about investing, those hours are gonna fly
They
by.
are.
And we have had students in different sessions of the courses that they just stay behind
Yeah.
because they enjoy the conversation, they enjoy their teammates, and they actually do talk about real projects that they want to start talking about and making things happen. So believe it or not, those few couple of months are gonna fly by.
Yeah.
If you're passionate about real estate. So
Yep.
it will not even sound or feel like you're working because you're gonna enjoy it so much.
And we will have breakfast and we will have coffee.
Of course, on demand.
Yeah, and just by feedback, we've heard people want to have that mental break. So lunches are on participants. That's important to kind of share. So you will be let loose in this for you to explore the many treats around us here in Hartford. So
And that's an hour-long lunch, so there's no need to feel rushed.
Correct. And just, I don't think we mentioned it. It is an in-person
Oh, yeah.
course, right? And it will be held here at our offices here in Hartford. And we will put the address, and it's basically the address is all over the place, but I want to repeat it here in the session. Our office address is 1939 Broad Street, Hartford, Connecticut, 06106. We do have parking in the back. There's parking on the street also on Saturday morning. You'll have plenty of parking to choose from on the street.
We'll be sure to send all that information, the documents you need to sign, all of that. If you are accepted, you will receive all of that information again.
Correct. Any other questions?
I have another question, Ilka. Does the person needs to own a property, or could they be like a first time thinking to get into the development?
Owning a property is not a requirement. Actually, we welcome anyone that is interested in investing in their community. So no, it's not a requirement.
I will say though, somebody who wants to get into understand this business, understand it as a business, there's opportunities in one of the sessions to actually do that thinking, do that strategic thinking about like, what does it look like if this were a business for me? How to understand that. So definitely not a requirement, but really good if you have a property under your belt already. I feel like that's sometimes a little bit of a leg up from not having that concept in purchasing and the ups and downs of even that process, and doing this as a first time might be a little bit daunting, but not exclusive.
Good question.
Yeah, great question.
Any other ones?
So I will mention that part of the program will be walking through a property that probably has seen better days. So just so you know, that's and we will definitely signal when that we're doing that white walkthrough and that site visit, what we call the site visit. So I know that we'll signal you to make sure you have the right attire. We will always protect your safety with masks and such, but we'll definitely that's an experience, I think. And again, that's where you kind of know if that's your thing, when you don't mind walking through a property that is
it doesn't smell nice. It doesn't look nice.
No. And the people who are most excited are probably gonna like benefit the most. But if that's not your jam, that's something to think about.
Absolutely.
Okay, talking about that, is there a dress code for the program?
No, just on that day, we do ask you to wear closed shoes, ideally boots, the mask, just so at least your feet is protected, because we want to make sure your feet is protected, right? And definitely that you're wearing a mask. If there's a smell of mold or any strong odor, environmental will definitely give you the heads up. And at that point, is your choice, right? Whether to go in or not. But is as a developer, as an investor, these are things that you're going to be facing on your own when you decide to do your own investment. So, but we do kind of give you a heads up that there's a strong smell or whatever the case might be.
Mhm. Mhm. Other than that, on classroom days, it's to be as comfortable as you can be to be in a room for that long of a time. So
Mhm.
generally business casual or you know,
Jeans, sneakers.
student wear, jeans are fine. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Excellent. Annalisa, any questions for us? Ruthie, Norma, do you want to add
I
anything?
was gonna say, being one of our sponsors.
Yeah, I just want to thank you ladies for always doing an excellent job putting this whole thing together. And the importance of this, like somebody in their head may be thinking, oh my God, every Saturday, like this can genuinely change your life. You do this program, you show up on time, and not only that you have to show up on time, but the reason why we stress that you show up on time because it'll cost you money in the long run. Once you're running your own project, you're doing your own property, and you got materials being dropped off and you're not there on time, you don't know what's happening, you don't know what's going on. The reason why it's important to show up on time here is because there's so much information that they're trying to compact in this time. Anything that you miss is valuable. Anything that you miss is valuable. So not only are you getting an amazing program that can change your life and your children's lives and your grandchildren's life, because that's how effective it is, it's free. All it is your time, and your time is invaluable. So you can't put a value on it. So just like this program, showing up so you don't miss anything, it's going to be a lot of information, but they're going to walk you through how to become an investor, how to buy your first, even if it's your first property, they'll show you how to do that. The next property, they'll run through the whole thing and show you. And with the sponsors involved, we're going to be here to support you. Just really, really think about it, because right now, 9 out of 10 of us are working on regular 9 to 5s, and we get our paychecks and everything. This is more like creating your retirement fund to be able to be like, okay, I don't have to worry about my Social Security because I got 20 doors and I got rent coming in. And how do I get that? Well, I sat through a 2 month to 3 month program on Saturdays 5 years ago, and this is where I am today. That's what we're out here to do. You can't go to college to learn this. You can't, you can pay people to show you, and 9 times out
A
of
lot of
10,
money.
those
A lot of
people
money.
that say, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're gonna get your first property. We're gonna do this and do that." Then they do all the work, charge you $20,000, and then that's it. That's all you have, because you haven't learned what it is that you have to do. So kudos to the ladies and kudos to you guys. I hope you all make it through. I hope you go. And I'm excited to teach everything that I know and share it with everyone.
Thank you so
Beautiful.
much, Norma.
Thank you, Norma. And just like Norma is willing to share, everybody in that room is going to be willing to share. So again, invaluable information that you will get just for being there. So I'm really excited. Any other questions that any of you might have?
No, but I appreciate all the information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, guys. Get your applications in. Sooner the better.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Best of
Thank
luck
you,
to you guys.
Yaida. Thank you, Norma.
Thank you,
Have a
guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye.